Hi, I'm not Bran. I'm Brian. I like Hallmark movies and mystery movies.
Hi, I'm producer Erin. You can't see me, but I also like Hallmark movies and mystery movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark movie and mystery movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Oh,
Well.
oh boy.
What do we have here?
Gang, we did it. I no longer have us on the monitor, and that's okay.
There you go.
We got the dream team together.
Yeah.
We finally...
It happened.
It's me, it's Brian Harold,
That's right.
it's Erin Shea.
Woo!
The way doing a Deck the Hallmark episode the way God intended.
Yeah.
It just feels right, does it not?
This feels great. We got like room to breathe.
Yeah.
We're all kind of spaced out here.
Here at the
This is real
studio, if you're
nice.
watching Philo, you will not see Erin if you're watching on Philo.
Not once.
That would be the one thing we would need is for Erin to be on camera.
Yes, we're still working on it.
Yeah.
We have a camera, just having some trouble getting it to work with the software.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, Bran is not here, and there's a story behind it.
Snail flu.
He went on
Snail
a
flu.
cruise, got the flu, said he had the flu, and it was not looking great. And
Yeah.
then yesterday, my days are all
Yeah, I
running
think it was
together.
yesterday.
Yesterday, he's like, I'm feeling
Feeling-
better.
Feeling good.
Great, feeling better.
We're all happy
It's
for him.
looking good for this recording. And then this morning, but before we recorded, he said, I feel bad again. And I was there, so I understand. So it's a no-go for me. And so it's the
You
three of
weren't
us.
there in the sense that you've had the flu. You
I
weren't
I
with
wasn't
Bran.
with
you
Bran
weren't- you
in
didn't
bed
put on
going, do you
your
need a cup
medical
of tea,
coat?
buddy?
Yeah. Your stethoscope, like, give me a couple deep breaths.
yes, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he
I
did
have
that for you, and you had the
That's
flu,
true.
but just
I
wanna be
do
clear.
have a stethoscope, and that's something I've not mentioned before this moment. And so he was like, I'm out. And we're
Yeah.
like, don't worry, buddy. We got you covered. And then
Yeah.
this guy
To top it off.
waited about 9 hours after that and was like, by the way, I didn't watch either movie, nor did I write a synopsis for either
That's
one,
right.
which is my job. Now, you're sick. You don't want to write a synopsis. That's fine.
Yes.
But tell somebody.
Maybe.
Just tell one single solitary soul.
Maybe a mention.
So, and then he didn't tell Brian or me. He just tossed that grenade straight to Erin Shea this afternoon.
Yeah.
So we come into the office and Erin is scrambling to write a synopsis for a movie that 10 hours before then, she didn't know A, she was going to have to cover, or B, needed to take notes on.
Yeah.
But you know what, Bran? I hope you're feeling great.
Yeah. You're not
Unbelievable.
He's not going to hear about this
No,
after tonight,
never.
probably.
We will listen, it is him writing this synopsis is the same place as Christmas Spirit is. Just gone.
He can't even argue it.
Also,
either.
in all of producer Aaron's spare time, if you're watching on philo.tv/DTH, we are redecorated for winter. We have a little snowy backdrop in
Yeah.
front of us. We have all the Christmas cards the double decker sent us in
look
Mailbag Ep Part 1. There is a Part 2 coming out this week.
coming up.
So we're all wintry now.
This is more wintry than the movies we've got.
Yeah, I was about to say, and we've done it just in time for a Family Ties mystery and a Scottish love scheme.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Thank goodness.
We are right on the finger on the pulse.
Yeah,
of
that's right. We understand. We understand exactly what's going on.
Our stethoscope on the pulse.
Now, this is going to be the best synopsis you've ever heard, and it's for a little film we call True Justice. Family Ties, is that what it's called?
Yes, that is the name.
Because if it Family Ties was first, it would sound like a Family Ties TV movie, which
Hey.
Not
Not
opposed
above
to.
No. Yeah.
not above it
above
by any means, but it's not called that. And since the inimitable Erin Shea has risen from her producer's chair to host the episode and write a synopsis in a moment's notice, trying to go for a decky in a category that doesn't exist.
Yet.
I'm going to
There's
let her.
still time.
I'm
There's
gonna let her
still
take it
time.
away.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Erin, to read a synopsis here on Deck the Hallmark?
Hot off the printer.
Hot off the print.
Yeah, we didn't
Keyboard
stop
is on
those
fire
printers.
over there.
Off the printer.
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready with your cues over there?
I'm good. Listen, there's no way I'm going to mess this up.
And a B.
Hold, please. Hold. Let me make sure I got it.
Slow
Where I need.
everything down for a
Yeah,
second.
just gonna get this back up. Is that correct? Yeah. We know where I need to be. Good. The Bluetooth's down. Great. All right. All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So you have to say, and it aired on this date, and it went a little something like this, and then I'm going to hit this
Oh.
button.
You don't
Yeah,
have a
I didn't
date,
do that
do
part.
you?
It aired
You
on
did-
Friday.
It aired on Friday the 12th.
Yeah,
No, Yeah, the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Friday,
12th.
January 12th,
2020.
24.
Doing a group effort. Love
And
this.
it went a little something like
And
this.
it went a little something like this. We open with a man standing over a body in an alley. He apologizes before ripping off her necklace. He runs when someone enters the alley and says that they've called the cops, but he is quickly caught. We then see a woman full sprinting across the city of Philadelphia. It's Casey, and she's late for class with Professor Nikki DeLoach. During class, Casey gets into an argument with fellow classmate Eli. More than just law school rivalry, Eli's girlfriend, Davina, was the dead woman in the alley, and Casey's brother, Marcus, was the one who stole the necklace. Later, Casey's brother is found guilty. Casey's friends, Sarah and PJ, vow to help her look into the case and see if there is any evidence to point to another killer. Luckily, Casey is an intern for the DA, and her friends are interns at the courthouse and the CSI lab. I believe, but was a little confused that they may have internships elsewhere, but I think some lab of CSI and courthouse. They find out that none of the clothing was tested, only the necklace. They recruit Eli to get the evidence from the police, and Sarah tests the clothes and the watch and discovers a new set of prints. PJ brings in Liam, a wannabe CIA agent who is really good at surveillance and evidence collection. They discover that Davina was having an affair, and Eli knew about it. Eli is kicked off the Justice League.
Yeah.
Eli apologizes to the group and asks to come back. He is paying Liam's finder's fee, so they let him back in. Professor DeLoach gives the group an envelope with an article of a murder very similar to Davina's from a few years ago. They narrow in on Kurt Teller, the murdered woman's boss. Casey and Eli go undercover as a married couple, needing the design help of Kurt's wife Rachel to see if they can learn anything. Casey notices that Davina's ring is missing from crime scene photos. Turns out, Eli had seen Davina 6 hours before she was murdered, even though he told everyone he had not seen her that day.
Get off the team,
Can't spell
Eli.
lie without Eli, am I right?
He confronted her about the affair and
Absolutely
took his
right.
ring back. Casey is mad that he was
the
still
same three
lying to
letters.
the
G
group.
L and I. It's the same.
If you're
It's the
spelling it
same
with
three
those,
letters.
If you're spelling it with those 3 letters, yeah.
L-I-E-L-I, same
Yeah.
3 letters.
Is that on
Yeah.
purpose?
No silent
Yes.
letters in there. I don't think.
Casey is mad that he was still lying to the group and kicks him out. Liam is doing surveillance on Kurt and finds him dead at work. The fingerprints found on his body matched the unmatched fingerprints from Davina's. Casey is meeting with Davina's father, Frank, when she gets the call
Can't
about the
spell dead
fingerprints.
without Davina, am I right?
Well, I don't know how to
Technically
spell Davina,
true.
so you might be right.
Yeah, Davina, the way Erin has it spelled, for sure you can't. You throw
But
an I in there
I did
instead of
my
those 2
best
E's.
guess on spelling.
Now it's more of a
Because no one's going to see this
Is that
but
an
you.
ellipsis in there?
it's more of a did situation. He did. Where is he? He did.
Anyway, Frank is the one, Davina's father. He killed Kurt. He had suspected the affair and he wanted justice for his daughter. But Kurt did not kill Davina.
What?
Come on.
Casey meets with Rachel alone to try and get her to confess to the murder. Rachel was afraid that Davina would go public with the affair and ruin the lavish life she has built. She attacks Casey, and Eli and Liam rush in to help. Luckily, they were doing surveillance right next door.
Yeah,
That's right.
So convenient.
The DA reopens the case. Rachel is found guilty of murdering Davina, and Marcus is finally released. Casey, Eli, Sarah, PJ, and Liam walk down the courthouse steps and contemplate names for their League of Justice. And that was True Justice,
Family Ties Mystery Series.
Episode 1.
Oh, we did it. I have so many problems with that synopsis. And I'm going to shorten my list down as much as I can. It made sense. There were no glaring errors. I don't think there was a mispronunciation of a
I think
single
all the,
name.
the names were right
And
on.
all of the major plot points were there. And
we remember.
You watched the movie not knowing you had to do this.
Is this even the Deck the Hallmark podcast?
So like, I don't listen, you, at this point, you're overqualified for the job in which you've been hired.
She got that text from Brand. Was like, "This is my shot.
That's right.
Not gonna."
Not throwing away my shot. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, very well done.
Well, we did it.
Yep.
We're going to break this movie down with 4 segments. But before we do that, let's take a quick break, shall we? Right here on Deck the Hallmark.
Shall we?
Quiet down, shall we? Xiaomi is our office Labrador, and I just tried to say Xiaomi to make sure
Yes.
that she knew she was. I could see
Right.
it was getting out of hand.
Right.
We're back here on
She
Deck
knows.
the Hallmark. We have no brand. We do have Erin as a host, but not with a camera.
Out the traditional.
We're
sense.
getting there. If we could save the emails and the call to the ACLU, that would be fantastic.
But if you'd like, we will release Brand's private cell phone number. You can send
That's right.
all complaints
Oh,
that
that's
way.
It does start with 864. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that much.
And sprinkle the other numbers throughout the episode.
There is a 9.
And we'll have
There's
9
a 9.
segments.
There's a 9. There's a 9 in there. See? Doing
You
the
know
Lord's
his number
work.
by heart?
I do.
I don't know it.
I
I'd have to
know.
look it up.
I know. I used to know every number by heart, and then cell phones just killed me
Yeah,
on that. But
obviously, yeah.
I know like brands, my direct contact at the school where I work,
Yeah.
and then my wife's and my mom, my dad, my brother.
Wow.
All of them
That's
still.
a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
but I
numbers.
know all my number. I know all my checking account, credit card number, all
Yeah,
that
you
by heart.
memorize that
Like I
stuff,
got all
right?
that memorized. Yeah,
You
for
don't
sure.
have to be looking around for that.
Yeah, we could talk about that. There's also a 9 there somewhere, but instead, let's talk about True Justice Family Ties.
Let's.
This is written by Nikki DeLoach.
And Megan
her,
McNulty,
Yeah,
her
and her
partner.
writing partner,
Yeah,
Megan McNulty.
pretty
That's
cool.
exactly right. Getting some youngsters involved.
Definitely.
Let's go to the hot take. And Brand's not here, but one tradition we always keep is we go to the hottest taker, and that's Mr. Brian Harold. Go ahead, sir.
And we would
In the
never
We would
change
never.
that order.
And you know what? If I did, I'd give him more than a few hours notice. Wouldn't call him at 3.
Wow.
I wouldn't be like, hey, Erin, you're going first in the hot take at 3 o'clock today. I wouldn't do that because she'd need more time than that to prepare.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not right.
Unfair.
And also,
Abusive.
you would
almost.
think Brand's got to rank these episodes. You didn't watch them?
He's got to watch them. You got to watch them at some point.
I was sitting there, my eyes trying to stay open. My headache was blinding with 103-degree fever, watching an Ice Palace romance.
Yeah. Yeah. It helped probably, right?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Can't push. Yep. Well,
Brian, what do you got?
I'm sure he'll explain it. I'm sure he's got a great
Yeah, I'm
explanation.
sure he does. I'm sure he does.
Something great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for this one started out for me. It started real slow and I was a little bored and I was a little lost. Like there was a lot happening, a lot going on.
You were lost?
A little bit. Like,
Okay.
I kind of wish that when we got to the end, I got really into the end of it. When they all came together and the group was like firing on all cylinders, they're all pals. They're, taking down criminals right and left. They're surveying. They're in their construction garb. Everything was working for me. I wish that happened a lot earlier. Like when Eli, aka Lie, got kicked out of the Marvel supergroup twice.
Yeah.
I kind of like it felt almost like
And he's the main character, so he's not going anywhere.
Of course, and he's he's got the money. Like,
Yes, come on.
He's pulling all the
He's
strings.
that
He's
guy.
funding it.
He is that guy.
That's right.
You're that guy. So I wish we started like later in their relationship. I kind of wish they were already working as a super crime group before we jumped into the story. They once they were all working together. Just
Philo.tv/DT.
shot. Yeah, that was smooth. So I wish we were because their dynamic. I thought the group dynamic was really good. The chemistry between the leads really good. What was it? Liam, right? The tech guy with the surveillance truck.
Yeah.
He was really good. Like he was so young. Like that was the biggest hurdle with him. Like he just seemed like a kid, which maybe he just was, just like a punk kid.
Did he seem like a kid, or did everyone else seem too old to be in law
That
school?
could have been it. That could have been it too.
Okay.
Both and.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked how he played the character. They played real fast and loose with the court, the judicial process, if you will.
Yeah, fast and loose is kind.
Yeah. Like I wish we got some time in the deliberation room with the jury. I wish we got a little bit of info on evidence. Unfortunately, like there probably wasn't a lot that they did in the trial, so we didn't really get any of that stuff. Like that was interesting to me, but we didn't get any of it. What I really would like from this, at the end of it, my first thought was, okay, now I want to see 20 years from now, they're all living their own lives and they have to come back together.
Yeah.
One in the group got busted, like something happened and they got to come back
to
Yes. So it ended on a really good note for me. It took a while for me to get there, but eventually I came around. I actually enjoyed watching this movie.
I love it, Bri. Erin,
thank
what do
you.
you got?
I loved this movie.
Oh, you did?
Loved
Look at
it.
you.
I'd have to really think about it, but I do think my hot take here is it's my favorite of the new mystery series that they're trying to launch.
Wow. More than the ghost one with Tamara? That's the leader in the clubhouse for me.
Yeah.
Samara. Yes. Either way.
Yeah. I loved the group dynamic.
Yeah.
A little bit I do wish, kind of like what you said, Brian, about being more chemistry between the group, but also trying to remember like it's basically a pilot episode.
Sure.
So I liked seeing how they were all connected, how they all got together.
Yep.
And when they were working as a cohesive group, I thought it really worked. Their dialogue was great. The chemistry between the two leads was great. There were a couple times when they just had these like longing glances at each other. Yep. And I was, just kiss already. I know it's weird. I know her brother maybe murdered your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
weird.
There.
That's weird, but just kiss already.
Just kiss already is a take. They hate each other at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah. I'm here for that. That's some great chemistry there. Yeah. I loved Ben Ayres. So I didn't mention the synopsis because I don't feel like he really did.
Ooh,
he was the DA.
He is the assistant
so he has a cameo
DA.
as
Correct.
Dating.
And he and Deloach are together, which is fun. Yeah. I can't believe that didn't make it. See, Bran would have focused on that and missed 6 plot points. But he'd have gotten that. Yeah. He would have put that in there. Yeah.
A few times.
So I thought the writing was really great. Not shocked that this was, something Nikki's been working on for a while. Yeah, I can't wait to see more. I really hope Hallmark picks this up. Yeah. I thought it was great.
Yeah, so I'm kind of mixed on this. I think on the downside of things, all of these people are way too old to be in law school, like absurdly, unless it's their second career, in which case, God bless you. They fast and loose is kind with the law. I think that I
just like saying fast and loose.
Yeah, you do. I can tell. You can't spell. I don't know.
Can't spell fast and loose without true justice.
That's right. You can't spell fast and loose without Bran calling Erin at 4 this afternoon to write a synopsis for a movie she'd already seen.
Each time you tell the story, it gets later in the day.
That's right. It was 2 minutes ago. She was doing that in real time.
He was on a CB radio.
That's right. He had one of those Nextel Direct Connects. So they just break the law. They don't even, like, if you were a lawyer watching this movie, you'd just be like, murder case happens overnight. You're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. All of that is really, really bad. Give me a pen. I'm going to break the law. You're going to break the law. We're all breaking the law. Having said all that, much more cohesive and clear and direct and understandable than a normal Hallmark mystery where it's like murder at the beginning. Here's our detective. Here's the sidekick that is a teacher. And now we're going to introduce you 12 people, all red herrings. Like, and then they're just going to talk about plot for an hour 20. And then surprise, it's one of those 12 red herrings. And that gets really old and really tired really quickly. This is not that. This is a very, like, it's an origin story of these folks all at the same age, same time and place, who all care about this case. It's very personal. It's well written. Yeah. It's well crafted. It's a good idea. They make the killer pretty obvious to me. My wife watched some of this with me and was like, all right, I'm going to bed. Just tell me who did it. And they introduced the killer on screen when she said it. And I said, oh, that's who did it. Yeah. I can tell you right now, that's who did it. And that was the case. But I did enjoy kind of all of these people having a thing that they brought to the table. I enjoyed the performances. I think Ayres, weirdly enough, I like to see him playing these characters where he shows up for 2 scenes and he could easily phone it in. But instead, he's giving a performance that I would totally watch a Deloach Ayres spinoff of this where he's got to take some case and it involves someone from her family and blah, blah, blah. Like, so there's a lot to like about this. I probably don't have it as high as, I think it's Cases in G minor or something. The Tamara one with the ghost, I think that would be my number one. But this is close for me. And so the law stuff, if I was a lawyer, would drive me crazy. Having said that, there's a lot to really like about this as it stands. So there's that. Now it's time for a little segment we call All the Feels, something that maybe gave us some murder feels, some family feels. I don't know. Brian, do you have any feels in this movie?
I had a tough time gathering some feels, but then I realized, I'm like, I was trying to think back when I was watching the movie, like what stood out to me as like something I was really enjoying. And I was like, duh, Nikki as a professor. Like she looked like she was having a blast up there in front of the classroom.
Yeah.
With just like all her mannerisms. Like she just like was very natural in that role. And so, and also the judge was Judge McNulty, and Megan McNulty is her writing partner. So giving McNulty a shout out as the honorable judge's name in the movie was kind of cool too. So I like that stuff.
I think Deloach and Ayers being there, you know, Nikki wrote this script with her writing partner, and I think them being there, while it seems like a small thing, it does set the tone.
Oh, 100%.
It sets the tone for the kind of movie they want, and I think that's important. Yeah. And so I didn't have a lot of feels in the film either, but I do think those two added a lot to this movie, and I can't believe they didn't make the synopsis, considering how Erin had weeks to prepare.
Just all
Erin,
the time in the world.
Did you have any feels?
Any feels?
I did have some feels, and that was big sister feels. I have a younger brother, and so
who's also in federal prison.
Who's also in prison for
the
murder.
pen. That's right, in the clink. Yeah.
So I am also in law school in my spare time, trying to free him.
Correct.
So you'll meet my gang later of,
Yes, of course,
my Justice League of Friends.
Yeah. It's Trace and Rig.
Spoiler alert.
That's why you don't hear them
That's
anymore.
right.
Is they're off researching law
that's
for
right.
me.
Yeah.
Research.
But yeah,
that's
so
what they call it.
the scenes between Casey and Marcus I thought were really sweet, where she, you know, everyone kind of told her your brother is no good, give up on him, and she was like, he's my family, I love him. It made me think of my brother and miss him, and I would also get a ragtag group of people together to free him from jail. So
unbelievable.
Nice.
Just
Good
so
feels.
kind. The guy that played the brother in this movie, did he look like Mark Taylor from Home Improvement?
Yes.
100%. I was like, who did he look like? Oh, it's the youngest brother from Home Improvement, not the two actors that we still know their names.
That's right.
It's the other one. That's who it is.
He's in prison.
Were there any way what's? I don't know. Maybe there weren't. There's only one way to find out, and that's coming back after the break.
Yes.
Right here on Deck the Hallmark. Thanks, Erin. Great job.
Did she give the international symbol for break? I didn't see it.
She didn't say Deck the Hallmark.
So I didn't say Deck the Hallmark.
She didn't. She just said, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that one. So it's a hard pass for me.
It's almost like I'm also
15
trying to
minutes
produce this episode and not just host it. But
I'm just hearing excuses. I don't listen. I'm not trying to be that guy. I just.
All right, wait, what?
you're
Anyway,
welcome back to Deck the Hallmark. Hope you're watching on Philo. You can see me and Brian in all of our glory. That's philo.tv/DTH. Let's get to the wait what part of the program. Anything in this movie that made us go, wait, what? Oh, Brian, what do you got?
Well, there were a few things that I was like, wait, what? The first thing, it sort of came to...
Show me. Show me.
Hey.
Who's a good girl?
Show me.
You a good girl?
Something that I gathered a theme. I put together a theme.
Can't believe I wasn't asked to do this program. The producer can also co-host, I guess, huh? But nope, nothing for old Wrigley. Just over here in the corner.
I didn't think
Rig,
Rig
you
was
are
interested.
busy. I thought you were
That's
researching
right.
laws.
I am.
Thank you.
I got us a theme song. You ready?
Yes, I
Boom,
am.
boom, 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 boom. In the criminal justice system, sometimes your brother gets put in the clink. Boom, 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 boom. Who do you need? A lawyer? No way. You need his sister and her friends to break him out. It's Erin solves it. Erin Shea is coming for justice here on Shea Justice. I'm still working on the ending. I'm getting there, but it's not.
It's almost like
I really appreciate your hard work.
I'm doing the
Rig.
best I can, but
like
I could have also hosted, but whatever.
Well, it's almost like his research has been just watching Law and Order.
It
to get things
does feel
fired
like
up.
he ripped that straight
Just
from
from the
Law and
headline.
Order. Like, there's not even any, like, you know.
Not even trying to hide.
No. It seems like it's the same exact thing as
He would
Law and
probably say
Order.
it's more like imitation.
I would
it's like
say it's
flattery.
parody. I would say it's parody.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. He'll get some. It'll spark into something.
I'm sure
turn
it
into
will.
something.
I'm sorry. Do you have any wait
Yeah.
what's?
Sure. So
Yeah.
the big.
I did come up with another fun sound effect for
I
the
can't
Erin
wait to hear
Shea
this
True
one.
Justice. You ready?
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
You probably do that like between. Like when segments.
Yeah,
When she's about to like go to a
Boom,
different,
boom.
she's changing
When I walk
location.
into a new room.
That's right. Yeah, you get it. That's exactly what we're
You
going to
say
do.
something like a cliffhanger moment.
Boom, boom.
Do you think,
I'm TMing that. Boom, boom, TM.
Rig, do you think when you make that sound, we could also put some words at the bottom to
Oh, I
explain?
like that.
Like what day it is, what
Boom,
time
boom.
it is,
Erin
where I
Brothers
am.
jail cell.
Yeah, perfect.
Boom, boom.
No one's doing that, so let's TM that right now.
On the kick drum.
On the kick drum. That's right. Yeah. Man, That guy is out of it. Has he not seen the most watched television show of the last 50 years?
He's head down, focused, research. No.
He knows Sugar Ray's discography, has never heard of Law and Order. My gosh,
I
man.
don't think he watches TV.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he
Bri.
watches TV, but not
that TV.
Not that
yeah, of
right.
course. Yeah. Here we go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Brian.
A theme that it sort of percolated up, Rick.
Percolated?
Yeah, a theme that just bubbled
Is that
to the
like
top.
a cousin to percolated?
Percolated. Percolate. It's
Hey,
percolated.
Brian's just being
Percolated.
fast and loose with
He
vocabulary.
is. He is. That's right.
Percolated.
Yes.
You know what's funny? I feel like I had this conversation in my head 2 days ago, looking at a coffee machine. When I'm not joking. I said in my head, percolated, and then I thought, percolated.
It's percolated.
Percolated. And I thought Dan would correct that, and I was like, that'll never come up.
There's not a U
Had this in
anywhere
my-
near that word.
This is amazing. I went through this scenario in my head, like, don't let this happen.
And then you
Here
thought
we
about
are.
it so hard that you.
I'm just living
let it
rent
happen.
free in everybody's head, and I mispronounce
Man.
words all the time.
Percolated.
Yeah.
Percolated.
Yeah.
So this one rose up, right? Or down, drip down. However,
Don't say that again.
hashtag no days off because girlfriend gets killed, go to class. Brother's arrested, goes to class. The other one,
That's right.
husband murdered, keep your appointment. Nobody takes time
That's
off.
exactly right. Yes.
Hashtag no days off.
It is a huge one. And
don't stop.
I first noticed it when she wasn't at his hearing.
Yes, because
to
she's in
decide
class.
if he's going to jail
Yes.
for the rest of his life.
She gets a call like, better get to
I
the
better
court.
get to the courthouse. The jury's back.
Dude,
like if your brother
take a
had a
day.
hearing, now that we've just
Established.
obviously not real, but if your brother was having a hearing to see whether or not he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, you'd be there.
Oh, I would be sleeping at the courthouse.
That's right.
Yeah.
I couldn't. And then from then, it actually gets worse because that woman's husband is flat murdered.
Yes.
And she's like, well, I mean, design's not going to take care of
Right.
itself.
I mean, we had an appointment. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Cancel.
There's
I
nothing I
need to
can
get
do.
out.
Yeah.
I need to get out. Like, just no breaks. Like, I just
Nothing.
feel like not good for the mental state. At
Yeah.
all. Then she's visiting her bro in prison, and he asks for socks and earplugs. Like, do you get to ask? You get to bring your own socks to prison? I don't think you get to bring things in. Like, just have somebody drop
Let's
off.
go to
a
our
care
legal
package?
expert, Erin Shea. Erin, can you bring your own socks to prison? I feel like you could bring stuff like that.
I am going to say, with all of my legal expertise,
which is a
I
lot.
think you can bring certain things, but I will phone a friend. Whitney is in the
Whitney,
chat.
let us
Whitney,
know.
do you
Yeah,
have
Whit.
any?
I feel like that's stuff you
Yes.
have to buy or have somebody like.
I mean, I think because
Put
you can bring
money in your
like
commissary.
books and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think
you?
I would say I guarantee it depends on the security level of the
Oh, of
prison.
course, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Whit's given us a hard no there.
Yeah,
That's
that's
an
what I'm
all
thinking.
caps
Thank
no.
you, Whitney. Because he's just, and also
Okay,
that
no
whole,
socks, no
yeah,
socks
no
to
socks,
prison.
no earplugs.
I guess could you bring a prison like a file and put it in the sock?
Like, if you could just get my shovel, it folds up real small, like it'll fit right
So
in
if
my
you guys
backpack.
could just give me a moment, I'm just going to call my brother, let him know it's
That's right.
a no on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
socks.
Yeah.
So,
Don't waste money on those nice socks.
Can
They're
you
not
bring,
going with you.
my toothbrush, if you could.
My toothbrush, wink, wink.
That's
the other
right,
time, the
yeah.
other thing, while they're sitting there discussing all the, the amenities he wants brought to prison, they're holding hands, and all I could think was,
And so
no
help
touching.
me. No touching. No touching.
They didn't do it once.
So help me.
No touching.
No touching. No touching.
They didn't say it once.
So help me if you bring me Colgate and not Crest. I will deny you were ever
My
my
gums
sister.
are sensitive.
Colgate. You and that one dentist can kick it up the road. I stand with the other four.
The other four, I'm with them.
That's right.
So that was, right
Yeah.
in line with them just being fast and loose with the prison and legal system. The public,
I feel like Brian is drowning. He is so low in that seat.
Oh, yeah,
He is
I'm
just
thinking,
getting, I feel like he's getting, every time you go
the
to that
microphone,
camera,
man.
he's getting lower.
I feel like
I'm percolating.
he is, he's just sinking down.
This mic keeps
into
going
the
down,
thing.
and I'm
He's-
like,
hey, oh my goodness, nope, it's better.
careful, I'm wearing shorts.
It's
You don't
better.
wanna
You're
go too
seeing
low.
this real time on the Philo. Look at this.
Little real-time adjustment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that
now look at
Greenville
you.
looks
Yeah, you look now.
phenomenal.
It's framed. It's perfect.
All
Sorry.
my
Back to
wonderful
you, Brian. We're
books.
going to finish in an hour 10.
All
Yeah,
my
there we
books
go.
behind me. So so the public defender's office, I feel like takes it on the chin a bit here in this
Yeah.
movie. It just feels like did they not cross-examine? Did they not look at the evidence? Did they do nothing at all? Like, they got to do something. They found a fingerprint late. Like, that's not, come on.
The entirety of the evidence to put this guy in jail for life is he stole a necklace off a dead body.
Right.
And
This is my wait, what?
Apparently, that is enough.
Yes.
In our criminal justice system, to put this guy away for life. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't test any of the clothing or other jewelry she was wearing. It was just the necklace he was holding.
Right. I mean,
has your fingerprints on it. You're the murderer.
I get it, Ayers. Just over there making out with Nikki DeLoach. I understand. But also, like, do your job, bro.
Open and shut case.
Like, this is like dates back to the Roman Empire of needing 2 witnesses or something.
Tough.
Like something better than just one piece of evidence.
That was tough.
Bro.
Man. Nobody even spoke with the shop owner. Like,
because they just go, she has one conversation. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen her all the time with her older boyfriend.
These 30-year-olds playing 22-year-olds are doing way more work than the actual lawyers, for sure.
I had 2 more quick ones. Where was the GC on this job site? They're just a van parked in their Spirit Halloween vests and hard hats, just walking onto the job site. Nobody's stopping them. Nobody's saying, get out of here, you're blocking an entrance. Nothing.
We should do this for the vlog. We should just dress as construction workers
just show up to
sites and see how long it takes. Like, just hold the camera up and see how long it takes for someone to be like, who are you? What are you doing here?
Get out of here. Immediately it would happen. And then her phone was on vibrate the entire movie. And every time her phone went off, I jumped. Like, I'm like, where's my phone? It just, for some reason, it was a weird, I don't feel like there's been another movie where vibrate has been used all the time for phone calls.
Yeah.
Every time her
Turn
phone
that
went
bad
off.
boy on silent.
Holy cow.
Come on.
Maybe just a beep or I don't know.
Something.
Whew.
Yeah.
A little jumpy over there.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. Who we go to? Is Erin going to take
I think I can take it from here. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Aaron, do you have any wait whats?
Brian got them. I didn't have a whole lot because when I was watching this, I wasn't looking for any.
I did not know you were going to be.
I love the movie. It's perfect.
It is
Leave
perfect.
me alone.
No notes. I guess just the ones we covered about why wouldn't they test anything else? Why wouldn't they interview the one witness to the crime?
Yeah.
And then I thought the wife was the murderer for most of the movie until she tried to strangle Casey, because that woman has never strangled another human being in her life.
Isn't that how she killed the woman?
Yes. She killed both women by strangulation.
And the second time it's like, no, you don't know how to grab anybody's neck.
Yeah. Well, I think didn't she kill the woman from a couple years ago as well?
I think so.
Affair?
Yeah.
So
is that
there was
3?
another one? Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay. She's a strangler.
When she was strangling her, like, I just feel like you would want some, like, to be like up close, have some pressure on it, and she could. I'm visualizing it. No one can see me, but she could not have been further from Casey. I was like, Casey could have broken out of that. Yeah. So I was like, maybe it wasn't Rachel.
Yeah.
You know a lot about strangling, huh, Erin?
Yeah, there's a lot that you gave us there from a strangling perspective.
Sometimes I get angry.
But this movie was awesome. Yeah. And I think that's what
when was the last time you guys talked to Bran?
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
That's a great
More
point.
than fair.
He didn't text
us.
us.
But dude, between that head and that neck, good luck out there. I mean, not on your best day.
Yeah, that's true. Holy cow. You're going to hurt yourself trying to strangle him.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. There's a line in this movie where one of them goes, "We're like the Marvel universe of law students." And I feel like that line had to be workshopped into oblivion to make sure they didn't say anything wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally just sandpapered that bad boy down to where it's something like my mom would say. Yeah. It's something that would just like to describe something that isn't quite right. That's like, it's not, they're like the Marvel Cinematic Universe or like they're the Avengers.
Yeah.
They're the Marvel Universe of law students is a line that went through 10 different editors and 3 people in the brass at Hallmark. And it doesn't hold up at all. Our 2 leads, McNamara and Mark. Is it? Yeah. She looks at him and says, "You're a spoiled brat that's never had a single thing go wrong in your life." Bro, his girlfriend just got murdered.
Yeah, a little heartless.
That's a tough time to say that, to bring out that Jim. You're a spoiled brat where not a single thing has ever gone wrong in your life. Well, his girlfriend just got murdered. Yeah. So maybe take that one back real quick. I get it. The brother didn't do it. I also get it. He's got no reason to feel guilty when he's not guilty. If you are running in a back alley with a hood on and you happen upon a dead body that you wish to rob, and I've never been there, but I have a piece of advice: don't take your hood off. He shows up with his hood on, and he gets over the body, and he's like, let me get rid of this hood so I can be easily identified before I take this necklace off. That was a tough one.
And shout out to the police in that scene for their super fast response time.
Oh, and the coordination of the police.
That was more Marvel Universe than the lawsuit.
The fact that they cover every single alley and road at the exact time he's running there is incredibly
That looked like
impressive.
local and county working together.
Like they were coordinated, synchronized driving.
Yeah.
They lucked out that he's really bad at running into a different alley.
just
He's just
dash
running
through the
down the
garage?
main road. He's just running middle of the road like, oh, you got me.
Yeah, and there's nobody else like anywhere near in this big city. There's two more big ones. Who's the guy who comes along who's like the private investigator who
Liam.
Liam is like, hey, you couldn't afford me on your you couldn't afford me on your best day. And the Mark's like, hey, double your pay. And he's like, he can say anything. And he goes, you ready for this one? $50 an hour. Bro, that's double. Bro, that's not even 6 figures a year. $50 an hour. You could, normally, dude, you have multiple security vans. You have vans set up with TVs and computers, mics, hidden cameras, and you're charging people $25 an hour? That's like what Costco employees get paid.
He's also delivering pizza in those vans.
Dude is like, you couldn't afford me. And he's like, double it. And he's like, there's no way he's going to go for this. He's like Dr. Evil. $50.
$50 US
I
dollars.
thought he was getting 50 and they were going to pay him 100.
Oh, no. I thought it was pretty. Either way, it's bad.
It's almost like I should have been paying more attention while watching it.
Yeah,
add a zero to that, bro. Like, dude, for all the equipment that you have, like, this is your profession. I couldn't believe it. And the last one, and maybe this is just me, but all of her friends are watching her at the end of this movie get a confession from this woman.
Yeah.
And they wait about a half second too long before they help her while she's being strangled. I don't know if that's how it was edited, but that woman lunges and puts her hands on her throat, and then we cut to the gang of friends, and they all look at each other. And there's this weird 2 seconds where it's like, you, me, you, or do you want it? And then they go. Yeah. And I feel like we all should rush at the same time there. And I didn't feel like she got quite the support she deserves.
Next time they're going to be jumping right away.
They've learned their lesson. And when they watch this tape back, I think they're going to
take some
notes. They're going to owe her a few drinks.
Going into a surveillance moment ahead of time, be like, you're going to rush in. I'm going to call 911. Like, they just didn't know who was doing what, and they all just stared at each other.
You got to coordinate that.
Yeah, of course. Let's go to what the Hallmark. Maybe if we had any questions about some characters, or give some clarity about some things that maybe could happen in the future. Bri, what's the what the Hallmark for you?
Yeah, so mine, unfortunately, it has to do with how they explained away all of this happening. And it came near the very end where they said it was like a 2-phone situation. Which I liked. I liked how they pieced together the 2-phone theory.
Yeah.
However, if they said the guy who was murdered, the husband, contacted all the women on his second phone, his primary phone, his first phone, didn't have the numbers. So, but they said that she contacted them on his first phone. I think is what it was. So I didn't understand that.
It was a little murky.
Like how he wouldn't have had their numbers on the phone that she had access to. So I did not quite understand exactly how the wife came about to which phone she used exactly. And it was a little weird at the end for me. I like the idea though, that it made a lot of sense. We're like, oh, he had 2 phones. I'm like, oh, that works perfectly. But the way they explained it, where she used the first phone, which I didn't think would have had the girl's numbers. Anyway, I came away thinking, okay, I don't know. I feel like it's a little unexplained.
I could buy that as being a little bit murky for sure. Erin, do you have a what the Hallmark?
I just want more of this group. I would like to see in future movies more Ben Ayers and Nikki DeLoach. I kind of thought they might be a part of the case a little bit more. Casey and Eli, I think, work for the DA's office, so I thought Ben would be a bit more of like a mentor. So I would just like to see Nikki and Ben be bigger part of hopefully the next movies.
You stole mine. I am interested to see if they were around to kick this off or they are around to kind of continue to be F and G on the call sheet and bring some gravitas and like show up when they need to help give guidance. Clearly they're okay with bending the laws to help these folks out and their cases, maybe accomplish some justice that can't be done within the realm of the criminal justice system. So I would be fascinated to see where they go from here. And I think that means that we did it.
We did do it.
Guys, it felt great.
Yeah.
I thought the synopsis was on point. I feel really good about it.
Did we record it?
I don't know if we
Sure hope
recorded
we
it.
recorded it.
If not, it was a fun time for us.
Yeah.
And
I recorded it on my end. Are you recording
I recorded on my, of course.
Wow.
I would, come on. I would never.
like we're
we're
professionals.
professionals here. We'll be back tomorrow. And I got a sneaking suspicion Bran will not be here tomorrow.
Come on.
There's no way snail flu lasts that long.
And I've also got another sneaking suspicion that Erin may be reading another synopsis.
What? Erin
hope
should
you're
go
right.
prepare.
Yeah, she has to
So
run.
Erin probably needs to go prep. At least you got a full day this time instead of just
Yeah,
30
thank goodness.
minutes, which is what he gave us this time.
We'll feel like forever.
That's right. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas. Thanks, Erin.
Yeah, she left us hanging yet again.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Erin Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.